Bandwidth for Vagary.tv podcast provided by CacheFly at cachefly.com. That's C-A-C-H-E fly.com.
Hello everybody, it is I, the High Priest DJ Sexy Lips, bringing you the hits of yesterday gaming style with episode number 48. About to hit the big 5-0, so if you listeners out there have any suggestions for a special 50th show, feel free to email me those at retrocore@hotmail.com, or you can always, the preferred way is follow me on Twitter at retrocore_RCVGM. I like to talk with my fans, get feedback, take requests, whatever. There's a lot of gaming debates we can get into, all sorts of fun stuff on there. And I look forward to talking to new people on there. So, like I said, feel free to add me on Twitter. This show I took my time with and handpicked some RPG music from the PlayStation 1, actually. Everyone knows the Super Nintendo was the better console for RPGs, but the PlayStation was second. And I actually have more experience with PlayStation 1 RPGs. I was a PlayStation kid when it came out, had one, and 7 got me into the RPGs, Final Fantasy 7. But I know a lot of you are expecting Final Fantasy music on this show, and there's not. There's no request. Well, I take it back. Some of this stuff is requests, because I asked some you guys on Twitter, what's some PlayStation RPG music other than Final Fantasy, and I got Chrono Cross, of course, Xenogears, Legend of Dragoon, and yes, that's on here. That stuff's on here. I got some obscure titles. I know a lot of people haven't heard of As Your Dreams. I have that on here. I finally got that soundtrack, and I'm super stoked to play it because I love that game. So I really hope you guys like this show. Like I said, so there's no guess the song or anything like that. Then and Now is at the end of the show, and it's a special one. I got some new cover music. I got permission to actually use this music, so I'm stoked to share this. But first things first, long-time listeners know, since the start of the show, I usually open the show with Breath of Fire music. Breath of Fire 3, that is, PlayStation 1. So we'll do just that. We'll get things off started right with some Breath of Fire 3 music, then a couple other tracks. So sit back and get ready for some good old-fashioned RPG music. I am your host, DJ Sexy Lips, bringing you the hits of yesterday gaming style. Alrighty, folks. Casually Walking from Breath of Fire 3 kicked us off there. Um, I love Breath of Fire 3 music. For some reason, it is shunned upon music fans of video game music, and they just don't like it. I mean, it's all jazzy and lounge. It's not cool. I don't understand that. It's awesome. Then we had Terrible Plan of the Vambies from, of course, Brave Fencer Musashi. Great action RPG. I recommend that to anybody. And finally, we had Pass Through the Forest from Threads of Fate, another action RPG from Squaresoft. Yes, they were Squaresoft back then. They weren't Square Enix, so, um, they're golden years, basically. So, like I was saying earlier, that this next trio of songs I have here is from a game called As Your Dreams. Think of it as like a mystery dungeon kind of game, but you get Pokemon. It's kind of like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon before Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, because you get little monsters to help you. And it's really fun, and the music was interesting. I liked some of it, not all of it. So here's some select tracks from As Your Dreams. I am your host, DJ Sexy Lips, bringing you the hits of yesterday gaming style. I love this game, folks. I can't recommend this game enough. If you can find it, emulate it, whatever. Again, it's called As Your Dreams on the PlayStation 1. Think of it, I'm sorry for the dog barking in the background, too. Fucking neighbors. But think of this game as it's Pokemon meets a mystery dungeon kind of game, but you have a center town you always come back to, and you can build onto the shops, build onto your house, build extra stuff in the town. You can even get into relationships with girls. So I guess it kind of has a Harvest Moon kind of thing. But I mean, it's just really awesome, and I really enjoyed it. And I just hope other people can get in on this game because it's just one of those gems that is overlooked. The first one was the town theme one because there's multiple themes depending on the size of your town. Then theme of Patty Pan. She was one of the girls that ran a restaurant in the town. And then the third song in that series or trio there was tower theme one. So it's like like every 5 floors of the tower the music would change, and so that was one of the themes there. Coming up next is a trio of Final Fantasy Tactics music. God, I love the music to this game. It's powerful orchestral music, and it's just amazing. I love it to death. If you're gonna play this game, pick it up on the PS1. That's the cheapest bet. And then you can also get it on the PSP. I know it was recently released on iOS, and that game is a POS on iOS because it suffers from horrible lag, frame rate issues, blurry text, anything you can think of. It is a horrible, horrible port of the PSP version. So if you're gonna play Tactics, play the original on the PlayStation, emulate it if you have to, or there is a PSP version. Stay clear of the iOS version. That's just my opinion. So here we go, people. Final Fantasy Tactics music. I cannot recommend Final Fantasy Tactics enough. I mean, I know it's not one of the Final Fantasy games, but it's one of my top 5 Final Fantasy games. I know there's Advanced and Advanced 2. I have those games. They're fine and everything. The gameplay and everything's great. But story-wise, I don't know what Square Enix was thinking. You know, it's really dumbed down, super kid-friendly, whereas this first original Tactics game was full of war, betrayal, all that kinds of stuff. Even politics and God, and it was just amazing, amazing story. And if you really want a Final Fantasy Tactics game to play, this is the one Retrocore recommends. At least I do. I know Colin really doesn't care. He hasn't got to play it. He likes Advance 2, so But this, for a story, a real good story, this is your game. We started off with Decisive Battle, and then Battle on the Bridge, and Run Past Through the Plains. All 3 different themes of battle in the game, just different scenarios and whatnot. And I can't recommend the game enough. Go play it. This is okay, this could be considered a middle part of the show. A couple plugs. Go to vagary.tv, people. That's where we're located, among other podcasts, and tons of reviews by the writing staff there. Just good content. Go there, give us your feedback. Let us know what you think. Another podcast you can listen to on iTunes, Blank Showcast. Great guys. Tim and Boots, they've been on this show a couple different times. I'm hoping to have Tim on here in the future. I've been playing a game he requested called Terranigma. I believe that's how it's pronounced. And it's one of those early Enix games before they joined with Square, and it's fantastic. I highly recommend this game. So if you want to know what I will be reviewing sometime in the future on Retrocore, there you go. Go play Terranigma. As for Retrocore, you can check them out or us out at vagary.tv/retrocore. We are in the process of recording episode 53. We will finish it tonight. We had a guest on, Dan. Thank you for being on. We talked about Mega Man Legends. We reviewed the first game and ranted a little bit more about Capcom and stuff and the cancellation of 3. And I promise that's the last time you'll hear it from us. We're done after this. So be on the lookout for Retrocore episode 53. So to kind of lighten the mood with all this awesome music, I decided to throw in a track real quick from Tail Concerto. And then we'll play 3 tracks from The Legend of Dragoon, which was requested on Twitter. So here's a little fun track from a game called Tail Concerto. Not really a RPG, so to say. It's an action RPG. It's a fun game, nonetheless. Go Google it, check it out. But then following right after that, I'm not going to cut in, we'll have 3 tracks from The Legend of Dragoon. I'm your host, DJ Sexy Lips, bringing you the hits of yesterday gaming style. So yeah, I threw that one in there as a kind of lightener, I guess you could say. It was Risaka Harbor from Tail Concerto. It was a really Japanese game. The first time I played it, it was on one of those import discs you could get, or import part of a demo disc back in the day you could get for your PlayStation 1. And I played it, and it was interesting. You were like this dog in this kind of robot cop suit, and you had to capture these cats. I know it sounds ridiculous, but it was fun. And it turns out the game did get translated and ported over here, so I mean, I never did get a chance to buy it. I didn't know that. So that's from that game. And then we got into the Legend of Dragoon. I'm gonna say it, I wasn't a fan of this game. I didn't see the hype around this game. I mean, it was a good, it was your basic RPG, but this was labeled back then. This was the Final Fantasy killer back then. And as we know, Final Fantasy is still going on. Well, it might not be as good as it used to, but Final Fantasy is still around, whereas this isn't. And kind of odd because it's made by Sony. You'd think they'd try and bring it back, a Legend of Dragoon 2 on the PS3. I mean, but who knows. But the first track there was Royal Castle, followed by Shanna's theme, and then Whispering of the Trees, all from the Legend of Dragoon. I love PlayStation 1 music, as you folks, and RPGs are amazing on it. And I hope you guys are enjoying this show. This is for you guys and for me, because I know a lot of my fans out there love RPGs, and these were the golden years, people. And the next three is a must upon PlayStation 1 players. Chrono Cross. So we're going to play 3 tracks from Chrono Cross, people. I hope you enjoy the tracks I chose. I mean, there's a lot of music on Chrono Cross, so narrowing it down to 3 was kind of tough. So I hope you guys enjoy the tracks I picked. I am your host, DJ Sexy Lips, bringing you the hits of yesterday gaming style. is the requested by from Twitter Chrono Cross music. I'm gonna say this one too. I have Chrono Cross. I've tried multiple times to play the game, and I don't know what it is about the game, but I just cannot really get into it. I don't know if it's lack of the cast from the first game. The battle system's kind of awkward to me. I don't like the whole battle system. Um, if I don't know. Like I said, I've tried tons of times to play this game, and I just can't. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's just I guess not for me. I'm more of the Chrono Trigger guy. So, the first song was Termina, Another World, which is basically the first town that you live in. Music, followed by Island of the Earth Dragon, and then Fates, the God of Destiny, all from Chrono Cross. And the last trio of songs here is Xenogears, of course. Everyone loves Xenogears. This is another one I've tried multiple times to get into, but the story is massive. And I've never made it to the second disc. I've gotten close to the end of the first in the past, but not here recently. I'm going to give this one another go here shortly. I have a lot on my gaming plate, so to speak, so you're going to have to give me time. All these games I talk about, I'm going to review, are on our podcast, Retrocore Podcast. You can find that on iTunes or vagary.tv/retrocore. So we're going to get into this trio of Xenogears music, and then I will lead us out with the Then and Now, which I am super stoked about. So get ready, folks. Here we go. Okay, all those again from the game Xenogears on the PlayStation 1. Another Squaresoft RPG. Stage of Death started that off. That is the fight theme for the game, your battle theme. Then we had Gathering Stars in the Night Sky. And finally, Fuse, all from Xenogears. And that would bring my PlayStation 1 RPG music show to an end. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, all great music. I love it. I love PlayStation 1 RPGs. I love Super Nintendo RPGs. I just love old school RPGs. Can't get enough of those JRPGs. Now it is time for Then and Now. And I know this Then and Now doesn't fit the theme of this show, but I mean, I just stumbled upon all this here recently. Um, there is a fellow by the name of Family Jewels on YouTube who does video game cover music from Mario 64 medleys just to 64 medleys, um, Anime Noguchi, GoldenEye, just all kinds of retro game remixes he does. But he does them himself. He plays all the instruments himself and puts it all together in an amazing. It's just amazing. I stumbled across this. Somebody recommended it to me on Twitter, and I got a hold of Jules himself, and he said, if you don't want me to play the music on the show, I won't. But I'm not gonna do it unless I get your permission. And he said it was fine, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna play Another Winter by Anime Noguchi from the game Scott Pilgrim vs. the World first, and then we will hear Jules' cover of Another Winter by Anime Noguchi. So if you want to get the MP3 for yourself, you can go to YouTube, look up Family Jewels 7X, and in every single video he has a link to where you can download these tracks yourself. So if you think these are awesome, like I do, go download all of them. I have. And I believe these are going to be Then and Now for a while, folks, because I just love his work. It's just like sex for your ear holes, I guess you could say. So, alright. Another Winter first by Anime Noguchi, and then a cover by Family Jewels, Another Winter. I have been your host, DJ Sexy Lips, bringing you the hits of yesterday gaming style. Okay, folks, boy is my face red. Apparently the audio type is not compatible with the program I use, even though it says it's an MP3. I don't have the time to sit down and figure it out. So Family Jewels his music will make an appearance on the show. I promise you that. So I don't really have any backup plans for then and now. So I hope you enjoyed that track by Anamanaguchi. I guess I'll just close the show out with the new intro to the Retrocore podcast. I want you all to enjoy Two Girls, One Cup, the music, 8-bit style. I am very sorry for this, and I hope this kind of makes up for it because it's funny. So enjoy, folks. Until next time, I am your host, DJ Sexy Lips, bringing you the hits of yesterday gaming style.